Hey guys, it's Block A, what's up? In my last video, I picked the cards for my Hearthstone Arena Run deck, and now we will witness the catastrophic results of me playing with said deck. So, let's begin.
Gul'dan versus Malfurion.
I must protect the one. Your
Alright.
soul shall be mine.
So we're facing a Druid here, Malfurion to be more specific. Now, I'll probably keep Leeroy in my hand because he's the legendary card in my deck. I will not need this Frost Elemental. It's 6, it's too expensive, and the Summoning Portal is probably irrelevant at this point in the game, so that is what I will go with to start the game. And this is actually a really good redraw here. I will be playing that Leper Gnome turn 1 unless he does something funky with his 1 mana crystal, which he might. We'll see. We'll see what he does. He looks like he's going to pass the turn. Alright, he passed the turn. Okay. I'm definitely playing the Leper Gnome. Now, what this is going to force him to do, this is going to force him to either remove it using his ability, which will force him not to use a card, or he will play a card, and I'll just attack him directly with the Leper Gnome until he does something. So now he has 4. Now he has 3. Now he has 4. Wow. Alright, that was a really big power move for him, because now he has 4 mana crystals to my 2. That is amazing. Next turn he's going to have 5 to my 3. So, we'll see how well that serves him. It'll probably serve him well. I'm going to play the Fairy Dragon right now just because it's something he can't target, and he has relatively few cards in his hand. So, we'll just rough him up a little bit to start off. Now, he probably saw my Leper Gnome and figures, you know, the next turn he can take it out with his hero ability if he does all that nonsense that he just did. And now he has a huge advantage over me with those 5 crystals. The one problem I foresee with that is he's down cards, so he might be able to play more cards per turn than I can, but he can't, that was foolish. Okay. So he attacked me instead of attacking my Leper Gnome. So now my Leper Gnome can get rid of that Divine Shield. I mean, granted, it doesn't really matter either way we do it, but I can do this now, which will be much more effective. Alright, so I'm going to destroy both these guys on this little guy here with the Divine Shield and increase this ghoul's health substantially, or increase his attack substantially. So now he's a 5/3. We'll see what he does to counter this. But, you know, this game's actually going pretty decently for me so far. We'll see how it continues. Alright, so he's got 3 cards. And like I said, he has more mana crystals than me. But, see, he can't play all his cards anyway because he has so much fewer than I do. Okay, so what I'm going to want to do here is I'm probably going to conserve Leeroy until I can use him with Sun-Shattered Cleric. I think I'm going to play the Pint-Sized Summoner and then draw a card. Okay. I should have probably played Leeroy that turn just to put a minion on the field, but the thing is he summons those 2 whelps, and it kind of defeats the purpose of even using him when the whelps can take him out the next turn. So you kind of want to conserve Leeroy as best you can by putting other minions in the field that will essentially give him max value. It's very interesting what they're doing here. He's used pretty much all the cards in his hand. So now I have a chance to do some damage to him. I really want to get rid of the Direwolf, but I figure if I deal 2 damage with this card, I can take out his Demolisher.
I wonder.
But I can conserve. Alright, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get rid of this guy. Then I'm gonna improve this to a point where it can start to damage that. And I think that'll be good for now. Luckily he didn't throw the barrel at my at my apprentice little guy. At my little summoner. Looks like an apprentice. It's a summoner. It's a legit thing. I don't play World of Warcraft, so I don't actually know these characters like, you know, those people who play World of Warcraft do. So in this position right now, I'm really hoping he doesn't play a significant minion that's like an 8, because that might screw me over in this stage. Okay, so alright. That was interesting. He obviously, because this is tough for me now, because I can remove those guys. The problem with that is pretty much one of them will die in the process. But removal is removal. It's something I should probably do. So I'm gonna remove what I can here. Alright. Yeah, so I can do what I want to do with Leeroy now. I can play him and then play the Sun-Shattered Cleric on him, which gives him the extra health and the extra damage. And now I have a much formidable team assaulting him now. We'll see what he chooses to do with those whelps, and his 2 cards in his hand. But yeah, I mean, this deck actually has some decent synergy from what I've been able to do in the beginning of this game so far. We'll see how it continues. He's also given me a lot of opportunity to do things with my cards, whereas other players might just completely put you in this hole where they always have the stronger minion, which happens in arena runs and is very frustrating. But this round seems pretty evenly matched. The tough thing is he's got almost about 10 mana crystals. He's got 9, and I still only have 6. So he can just start pulling spells all over the place. But he didn't. This is interesting. He's probably going to take out my, my apprentice with something. Alright, there he goes. It's not an apprentice. It's a summoner. He's going to take out my summoner, I should say. Alright, so... Alright. Okay. So, he's... alright. Alright. Let's see. What do I want to do? I'll probably do a combo of these guys at some point, since I have them both. This is what I kind of discussed last game, where you can play this guy, and he becomes a 4/5/2, and then you play this guy, and he silences this guy, whose ability is he can't attack, and since he now can attack, he's a pretty significant card. I'm going to use Siphon Soul and get rid of that, Gadget guy, or whatever the hell his name is. Yeah, so, didn't want him on the field anymore. I care less about the Whelp. The Whelp's probably not going to come back and bite my ass unless he draws a card that improves its health. But I really need to just ultimately do as much damage to him as possible right now, I feel. And, you know, I'm going to play the Ancient Watcher this turn, so that I can silence him next turn and use him to attack. Might be foolish depending on what he drew, but we'll see. And the waiting game begins. This is the cool thing about Hearthstone, though, is when you're waiting for the guy to make his move, you can, you know, toss some things in the catapult or whatever. But this game's actually, he's pretty relatively quick, and I'm not really... Yep, see, I told you, he was going to do this nonsense. He's going to kill Leeroy now. I should have destroyed him with Leeroy last turn, but whatever. It's fine. See, this is sort of what makes me kind of a worse player than I wish to be, is making decisions like that, to not remove guys, and every single time I don't remove a guy like that, it comes back and bites me in the ass. So, alright, we're gonna want to do this now. It's gonna do, I mean, I'm basically gonna empty my hand here. I'm not too worried about it though, because I'm going to do a crap ton of damage to him, and he'll have no cards as well. So basically, he has to do something next turn, or I win. So we'll see what he does with this one card. I'm actually really happy about my position right now. It could all change with one card, though. This is the one thing about Hearthstone. Alright, it did not change. It's pretty much going to be game over at this point. Alright. I'm just going to say well played, because it's pretty much over. And I'm not going to play this card, because people who do that are assholes. I'm just going to finish him right now. And the game's over. So, I won a game with the pressure on, you guys watching. I hope you guys enjoyed like the commentary style I used, you know, explaining each move I did. If you didn't like that, let me know. If you want me to do just more kind of playing, talking to you guys, I can do that as well. But for the remainder of this arena run, it'll probably be that sort of thing, and then maybe next series I will move on to more, you know, interesting topics, or maybe this will be the only arena run I do. We'll see, but right now I'm recording every single step of this arena run in increments, and they will be released in episodes. So this will be episode 2 of this arena run, and I hope you enjoyed episode 2 of my arena run, and I hope you look forward to episode 3. Until then, I will see you all later.
Punch!